It's really just sad that we can't stay out of the Middle East.
I am not the most educated person on this topic by far, and I'm not on any sides. I think war is wrong, and
Breaking news, not only has the United States conducted strikes on Iran right now, but the Mossad agents are all over social media like...
Here we go again with our country's leader sticking our nose in somebody's business that it does not belong in and putting all of us in jeopardy.
So with this whole thing that's been happening between Iran, Israel, and America being involved with this whole thing, a lot of Americans actually came out to dissociate themselves from the whole thing, talking about that they are not part of it, that America is not happy about the decision that the president has taken to do the things he did while this whole thing has been on. And we are going to be looking at various reactions to that. So guys, welcome to today's video. If you are new to this space, kindly subscribe to the channel, like the video, share, and leave your thoughts in the comment section, and let us get right into the video.
It's really just sad that we can't stay out of the Middle East. That's what's sad. We just can't do it. Does Iran even have the capacity to get a nuke to the United States of America? You don't know that. The answer is probably no. And yet here we are again with the same freaks that were celebrating when we went into Afghanistan, the same freaks that were celebrating when we went into Iraq, and everybody agrees that was a disaster. And it's the same people that pushed that, same people pushing this, same people celebrating. So that's all for tonight. We'll be monitoring this situation closely. But, you know, at the bottom of the day, I think we all just have to pray that this doesn't come back and haunt us. I think we all have to just pray that it doesn't come back and haunt American citizens and that no American dies for this. You know, Iranians are living in fear. Israelis are living in fear. Palestinians are living in fear. And now we're getting involved again. And the world is watching. The world is watching. And I don't know if the world's response is going to be the same as the first time we got involved in the Middle East, in Iraq and Afghanistan. So things could be different. And they say, oh, well, it's not the same. No, I agree. It's definitely not the same. But that doesn't necessarily mean it's better. It could also mean it's worse. Pray for peace. Enjoy your life. Enjoy your life while things are still safe in America. Hopefully they'll stay that way. Enjoy your day tomorrow. It's sad. It's sad that all of this happens before we get the Epstein files, before we get the JFK files, before we get tax cuts, before we get mass deportations, you know, before we get the America First agenda, we get Iranian strikes. So it is what it is, folks. It is what it is. Politics as usual, as they say. So no, I'm not happy about the strikes. Am I turning my back on Trump? Am I anti-Trump now? No, I'm doing political coverage and I'm doing geopolitical analysis. That's what we're doing. Okay? So we're not in a cult. And if you think everybody should think the same thing you think and believe the same thing you believe, then you are in a cult. And if you agree with everything the president says or does, you might also be in a cult. I think Trump is still probably the best president for all of this situation, but you know what? He can get bad intel too. He can get deceived as well. Or who knows? Who knows what's really going on that leads to us getting involved in Iran before we get the America First agenda. So I'm going to sign off there. I'll be back on air Monday to address this more. But just pray for peace. Call your friends and family that you care about. Tell them you love them. And just pray this doesn't cost us any more treasure and blood. That's all.
I am not the most educated person on this topic by far, and I'm not on any sides. I think war is wrong, and I think this world needs to be more empathetic, and I think we need to really genuinely think about every single person involved, every country that could possibly be involved. But for the people shouting loud and proud, Iran, we are with you. Like, do you know what currently the regime stands for, like what their beliefs are? I don't think you would be so loud and proud to be supporting the Iranian regime. Even the own people living there are against the regime. And I've seen so many Persian people come out and say, like, obviously they're hurt by the fact that their country is being affected, but they want the regime gone. They're not for it. So my thing is, like, how are people so loud and wrong and don't look into the things they're loudly saying they support? Like, you know how damaging that is for the people that are suffering because of that regime, the people that have lost family members because of that regime? Yet you're coming on TikTok and saying the US is this, this, and this, and Iran is the best, and you support Iran as an American citizen. And that is just so sad, because the same people who are saying they support Iran are against those things happening in their own country. So you're okay with that happening in other countries, but not your own? You're a feminist, but you're pro the Iranian regime. That does not make sense to me.
Breaking news, not only has the United States conducted strikes on Iran right now, but the Mossad agents are all over social media. Like, for example, the moment you post anything about Iran, I want you to see how quickly on your own channel, you got people say, oh, sometimes things got to be done. Oh, why are you worried? Oh, why you love Muslims so much? I'm telling you, watch out for that. Look out for that. I want you to see the ridiculous amount of propaganda you're about to see. And I want you to ask yourself, are your neighbors feeling that way? Does the average American want us to strike Iran or be involved in anything involving the Middle East? And the answer is no. So all these bullshit accounts you're seeing, go check. Hardly no followers, or they are heavily associated with, or they are heavily associated with Israel, or they're heavily associated with intelligence. Don't take my word for it. Look for yourself.
Here we go again with our country's leader sticking our nose in somebody's business that it does not belong in and putting all of us in jeopardy. We do not have the right to dictate what another country decides to build on their own land. We understand the disadvantage of certain people that our country don't always get along with having nuclear weapons. But I don't agree with sending our young men and women over to battle to have to lose their lives or risk losing their lives, or to take innocent lives, which is already taking place, just to control what somebody else wants to do. This is Israel's business. This is not America's business. Enough people were slaughtered in Gaza as it is. Now the body count is just simply raising. Innocent kids hungry. This is genocide. This is dictatorship. And the United States of America should not be in support of it. And I would like to send this message to people all across the world that many of us American citizens are not in support of minding other countries' business. God bless you all.
Imagine being from a country where you have no human rights, the government is evil, and by no human rights, I mean you don't have the freedom to choose your religion. If you choose a different religion than Islam, you get executed. You don't have the freedom to date anyone. If you're outside and you get caught holding hands with the opposite sex, you get arrested. You don't have the freedom to wear what you want to wear. The government just kills you and tortures you. Imagine being from a country like that and then getting on social media and seeing people support the government of that country that's doing all these things to these people. Please, if you're one of those people that's not educated, educate yourself. Please understand that this is a very evil regime.
Waking up in America this morning is like waking up in the Twilight Zone. How do I tell people I do not support this? I do not support DT. I do not support what happened last night in Iran. This is absolute bullshit, okay? We did not sign up for this. I didn't sign up for this. Like, thought we were going to war, DT. Thought you weren't going to war. You are a complete asshole, manipulator, backstabber, piece of shit, and makes me so fucking just mad. We gotta revolt. America, we have to revolt. And you know what? Fuck anybody who still supports him. That's it. Fuck Fuck you, Donald Trump. Fuck you.
Yeah, so historically, if the US starts caring about women's rights in a Middle Eastern country, that country is about to get. The West loves to use women and women's rights as political pawns in its wars in the Middle East, as a means to posit that Islam is somehow not compatible with Western society. We're here to save the women, by dropping airstrikes and toppling entire governments. Women's freedom and rights were used as part of the propaganda narrative by the US and other Western powers in military interventions in countries like Iraq, Libya, Afghanistan, and now Iran as well. It's a form of feminist washing of imperial actions. But what they don't tell you is that in every case, women's freedom and security actually got worse in those countries after US intervention. These narratives frame the US as some sort of savior of oppressed women and often erase the agency of the women living in those countries. And the propaganda is so effective that millions of Americans don't actually have any clue how these women are really living or the rights that they are afforded under Islam. I mean, would you be surprised to learn that the first Muslim, the first person to accept Islam, was a woman? And you can check Dean Buddy if you don't believe me. Her name was Khadija. She was a powerful businesswoman, independent and respected, and the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ's biggest supporter. She was a powerful force, and one of the reasons Islam was able to spread with such success. It was her network of connections and her unwavering belief in the Prophet that allowed for the spread of Islamic teachings across Mecca and the nurturing of its small community of believers into the force that it is today. She was not oppressed, silenced, or forced in any way. And her power and strength is prevalent in the women of Iran. Did you know 70% of STEM graduates in Iran are women? And just like Khadija, the women of Iran have been working professionals since before the Brits colonized America. Islam gave women rights before most societies saw women as full people. Let's not erase the legacy of the powerful women who helped build this religion and then use it as justification to liberate the women who believe today through threat of force.
It's so interesting to see that in the world of today, women have been suppressed in some societies. And come to think of it, back in the days, women used to be very powerful. Women were warriors. Women were the ones that go into battle and they fight these battles and they win them. We remember the movie called Woman King. That is an example. Back in the days, even in Africa, women used to go, they fight battles, but just because of patriarchy and a lot of things that have come up these days, women are suppressed in some religion. Women cannot do anything. Women, they just sit at the back and all that. In fact, there's a particular village in Africa, somewhere in the northern part of Nigeria, where I read somewhere that till today, a woman is still the king of that particular community. So that's to tell you how powerful women is. And looking at the things happening between Iran, Israel, America being involved, Americans are saying they are not in support of this, but we can see that from this video we just watched, two ladies actually came out talking about how women are being suppressed in their society and how the current regime is not treating them right. And I think it was also in the same country, a woman was unalived simply because she either didn't use her hijab very well or she didn't even have an hijab at all. And the morality police came, they maltreated her. At the end of the day, this young lady lost her life, and a lot of people from that country, they were coming out, they protested against the whole thing that happened then. And it's so interesting to see that while Americans are trying to say that they are not in support of this, these young ladies are coming out to give reasons why they feel the American government actually did the right thing. So the whole thing is just so contradicting. And of course, the United States, they see themselves as that big brother that wants to be involved in the situations of other countries. And of course, we know these things are not just because they want to, it is because of what they are gaining from these countries. And for that MAGA that actually came out to call out the action of the president, that is a bold step for him to take. As much as he said he is still in support of the president, whatever he has done, doesn't make him to turn his back against the president. But for him coming out and calling out what he did, that's a bold step for him to take. You are fine. You're okay to support who you want to support. But if you see what that person is doing is against what they actually promised they were going to do before they came into office, it's okay to call them out and still be a supporter or a follower of that person. And when they actually shot those things into Qatar, I have a friend in Qatar. I checked on her. I wanted to be sure she was doing fine and okay. And guess what? She responded with a video showing me how those things were flying up right there in the sky, and they were hitting on each other and exploding. And trust me, it was scary. From the voice note she sent to me, she was so tense. You could see the fear, and she was telling me that, look, this thing called war is not good. If I tell you the way everywhere is in rancor, everywhere is in disarray right now. After a while, she sent me a message letting me know that everything is okay now and they were going to be opening the airspace in Qatar. So all in all, war is not something that is good. It is not good at all. Like everywhere is just it just affects everything. Even with this one that's been happening in Iran now and Israel, the price of gas has gone high. So war is not something that is good. But in the world of today, can we erase that from happening? I don't think so. And as a Christian, I just believe these are things that were said in the Bible. Nations are going to rise against nations, countries against countries. The government is going to rise against the people, and a whole lot of things, a host of other things like that. So, guys, that brings us to the end of today's video. If you've watched up to this point and you find this video interesting, kindly click on the subscribe button, like the video, share, leave your honest thoughts in the comment section. As an American, what do you think about this whole thing that is happening with America being involved? Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Thank you so much, and please do not forget to subscribe, like the video, share, and we are going to see you in the next one. Thank you and bye bye.